And there are three idols that I think are very relevant to us here in the Ventura County, Los Angeles area. And the first one is work. Work. It's an idol. It really is an idol. When we pursue work, influence, success, or even pursue competition, these are the things that are good things to want or desire. But when when a good thing becomes a God thing, now you have an idol. See, they wanted rain, and rain is a good thing. But when the rain becomes the ultimate thing, then they have an idol. And on the altar of work, much like the altar of Baal, if you worship your work, you will sacrifice your family. You will sacrifice your kids. And the only way to solve that is by letting some of that stuff go. Learn to live on less than what you make, so that you can have more time to invest in eternal enterprises, and you will have more time to invest in your family. And so if you struggle with work as an idol, stop sacrificing your family so that you can make a paycheck. And I get it. We got to make money. But the solution is not making more money. Maybe the solution is living on less. I don't know. I'm just spitballing some things. The second idol that we all struggle with, that I've struggled with too, is family. I can worship family. So that's on another spectrum. So you have work, number one, family, number two. And guess what? When you look to family for life, they're not meant to carry the weight of your expectations. And if you worship their productivity and their outcome or their output or their response, what ends up happening is that you end up creating a very oppressive environment for them, and the pressure that you put on them will ultimately lead to rebellion and your frustration. And the third idol that I would like to bring up today, which is a sensitive topic for most, is the idol of sports. And that's a very sensitive topic because people love their sports, and I love sports too, but I don't love it more than I love being a part of the church. It's been said that you have a 0.0296 chance that your child will become an athlete, but you have a 100% chance that your child will stand before God to give an account of his life. And when you skip church in order to go to sports practice, what you are doing is inadvertently teaching your kid it's okay to be a Christian as long as it doesn't cost you your sports. It's okay to be a Christian as long as it doesn't inconvenience you. It's okay to be a Christian as long as it's convenient. There's no such thing as a convenient Christian, because Jesus tells us that if you want life, you have to lose your life. If you want to follow him, you got to carry your cross. And I tell you this with all the love in the world, that convenience needs to get on the altar and die. And I know that some of you have had kids who've graduated from high school, and I've seen kids graduate from high school and they also graduate from their faith. You know why? Part of it was the fact that it was just inconvenient to follow Jesus in college, because they went to a place where they didn't have a church community, and they were starting to date and be around people where it was inconvenient to tell them about Jesus. We can't expect our kids to follow Jesus after high school if we tell them that they can give up Jesus anytime it's inconvenient. And you're like, Kelly, no, we're just talking about skipping church every once in a while. I'm like, yeah, that's fine, but I get it. You cannot be the church if you do not go to church. We can follow Jesus for ourselves and for our forgiveness, and I get that, but you cannot follow Jesus by yourself. So let's be the church and go to church. And the things that we say no to only adds weight to the very thing we said yes to when we decided to follow Jesus and disciple our kids and disciple our family. Let's make church non-negotiable. If you found yourself flirting with idolatry, blinded by idolatry, I got good news for you. I got great news for you, actually. Today, you can start differently. You can expose your idols. And here's the thing, you may not know what they are. That's okay. You can pray the prayer that David prayed in Psalm 139:23. He says, "Search me and know me, O God, and lead me into the way of everlasting." Search me, know me, lead me to the way of everlasting. And when you pray that prayer, God will start to expose things in your life that you didn't even know were there, if you will let him. Number two, you can confront these idols. Listen, read God's word that are against greed, that are against hastiness, that are against compromise, that are against your dopamine addiction, that are against your gluttony, that are against your sex addiction. You can start reading Bible verses that literally preach against these things, and it's healing. Once I can confront and expose the idols in my life. And the last thing that I can do, that I can ask you to do, is redirect your attention from those idols and back onto Yahweh.